Hey guys, Julian here, and today I'm going to be talking to you about how to make rolling rumble kick grooves. As you heard in the intro, a lot of times you want your kicks to not just have like a nice rumble to it, like you can make with reverb and delay. That's a good start, but you need to really give it some groove and some movement in the low end that's kind of subtle. Like you heard in the intro, like with a lot of these kicks, and in a lot of tracks you probably heard recently, it'll have some movement that it isn't just, like I said, like a delay or a reverb. It's a little bit more to it. And today we're going to be talking about how to do that. Now, to go along with this video, I've just dropped a new sample pack called 20 Ultimate Grooving Rolling Rumble Kicks Volume 1. What this is it's 20 grooving rolling rumble kicks. You can see I've got it right here. What it is you get the 20 kicks. Each one there's a folder. And then you get the individual sounds. Like the kick. The bass. With a lot of these, there's a few more layers. And then you get the full loop as well. And yeah, I'll play some of these for you. So yeah, these are the kind of kicks that you hear in a lot of these tracks, and today we're going to be talking about how to do these. If you want to get the sample pack, it's available in the description. Like I said, you get the audio, individual loops of everything, as well as the full loop where you can just use the kick as one thing. Plus the Ableton files are in here. But yeah, you can also even just use these audios in like FL Studio or any other DAW, as you can see on the screen right now. And yeah, this is a great way to support me, guys. If you guys like these videos, I don't make a whole lot of money off of them, but with these sample packs, I'm able to keep going and making you guys cool videos like this one. So yeah, let's get in. So, this is one of these grooves. I'll play this for you really quick that I have in front of me. And so you can hear, like I said, it's this very subtle movement, it's not like a very obvious percussion. To most people, this just kind of sounds like the kick. But there's actually quite a few things going on there. So there's 3 layers. It's this kick. So it's pretty standard, just the main punch. The bass, which is a rumble made using this ghost bass technique, which I'll talk about in a second. And then we have this distortion loop, which is made using actually a 909 kick. So I'll show you the bass really quick. What this is it's this kick sample. Just a standard kick. And what I've done here is I filtered it down so you can see. There's that, and then I've got it going through this drum bus as well. We've got the boom turned up, so this adds a bit of bass to it, makes it a bit more rumbly, kind of fills it out a bit better in the like deep lows. And then all I have is I just have it sidechained to the main kick and then an EQ here. And then what's happening is you can see in the MIDI, I've got the velocity is kind of like building like this. Like you can see it's different on the first time here, and then the second it's kind of like So yeah, this is the number one way to give your low end a lot of movement. What's happening here is this is kind of similar actually to when you use like a delay to make a rumble, where you're creating this like kind of like 16th note hard kick hitting underneath everything. But this way, we're able to sit here and actually just control essentially the volume of each note. And then again, you can create a lot of really cool subtle nuance here. This is what it really comes down to, is like the little details like this. And how you can hear that rather than just like all at the same velocity. So yeah, this is a really great technique to make kicks. I don't think I've shown this to you guys before. There's a new one. I think I showed it in a video the other day, but I think this is really how a lot of the pros make kicks, because you get this very solid full bass. Like when you make it with a delay or a reverb, again, that's good for some things, but you don't get that like full, like if you look at the waveform for this, it would be like the whole time pretty much one volume. You don't really get that with a delay or a reverb because it kind of fades out, but with this, it's super sharp and full, so it works really well for these really driving tracks. around like, 129, 130, 128, 132 BPM, around that range. This works really well. So yeah, that's how we made the bass. And then this distortion loop here. So I'll actually turn off this filter. So this is kind of like this crunchy loop. This is, shout out to Umek. This is very similar to the kind of thing you hear in a lot of his tracks, where it's like that kind of crunchy, distorted thing. And so the way that I made this, I have it low pass here, because I didn't really want it to be that in your face. Just kind of adding a bit of texture in the mid range. But you could just take the filter off, just depending on what type of track you're going for. I've got a bit of drum bus, I've got a high pass, and a compressor on here, just side chaining it to the kick. So the way that this is made is actually not that crazy. What it is it's basically a 909 kick. So I'll just grab one of mine, like from one of these samples from my videos. Alright, that's a good one. And then what it is you take the 909 and maybe give it a little bit of distortion. Like you could use one of these pedals I like to use. Just get it maybe a little bit fatter, a bit crunchier. And then you put it through like a standard delay rumble. So we'll just make this with an audio effect right here. I can just make 2 chains. Delay. Amp. Filter. And then a little compressor to sidechain it. And then what it is you basically just put this on, you keep it on this dotted 8th note setting here, like it's on. And then we'll sidechain this to the kick. And then if we kind of like distort it a little bit more after this. So you see how we're getting that kind of crunchy, like, you get like that sort of mid-range noise, which sounds really good. It gives it a really cool kind of static in the background. It almost sounds to me like it's sampled from like a record or something like that, or maybe it's some vinyl noise. But it's just coming from the 909. Plus you get that really cool crunchy like 909 texture. And I think to take it a step further, what I did actually was I just bounced it down. So like we just take this and do this, you freeze it. And then you can make a loop out of it, because when you use this dotted 8th note setting, that's how you get that doom da doom da da doom da doom. You take like this part. It's literally just like that, and then maybe we could add a bit more delay to that. I'll filter it. Maybe we'll go back to the saturator. And so you can see how it's pretty quick to create these kind of like cool textured sort of loops, like I said, like you hear in a lot of these tracks. And this creates a really nice driving element. But it's all about just creating these cool sounds using distortion, saturation, filtering, compression, all that kind of stuff, and then bouncing them down, and then finding ways to sort of incorporate them as if they were sampled loops. So yeah, I really like setting this up like this, just having like, again, it's very simple, but there's so much movement happening here, maybe your track would start out with like a high pass on here, and it's like, already This is just the kick, but it's really like a whole percussion room. Just with like how much stuff is happening, and it works really well in tracks. To really just kind of like drive it and give it that extra little bit of professionalism. Now, another thing that we have in the pack here, and I'll show you this, are like these little kick tom things. So what these are, it's like this kind of a thing. The little those are pretty popular. People use these a lot. I've used these in my tracks. You know, it's a pretty common thing. These aren't that hard to make. All you gotta do to do them is you just make a new little mini track here and then bring your kick in. I'll copy the kick and the saturator. And then what it is it's just the kick. Again, I usually just use whichever kick I'm already using, but you can just put it through a bandpass filter here. And you get like this kind of sound. And then you can just kind of put in like, you know, you don't want to go too crazy with this, but maybe you could kind of fit it. You know, you can make it fit to what's already going on in the groove. And yeah, again, I've done this in a bunch of tracks. It's a really great way to add some movement. Like, especially, imagine if you have like just this and like a lead. Like, as a matter of fact, let's grab a lead and just put this in here because I have some loops. You know, this is really just two elements, the kick and a lead, but there's so much movement and energy happening there. Flipping a little. There we go, but yeah, so again, this is why you want to have stuff like actually happening in your line, is because like it's a really subtle way to give movement to your track. And really create a nice groove with just simple elements that aren't going to take up too much space, and a lot of stuff can fit here. You know, we still have room for hi-hats and everything that we need to make a full track. And yeah, so that's going to be it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed. As always, make sure to like this video as well as subscribe, and let me know what you think of this video in the comments. Like I said in the beginning, you can get the 20 Ultimate Grooving Rolling Rumble Kicks Volume 1 sample pack in the description. It's just $15, and you get all these cool grooving, rolling rumble kick grooves, plus the Ableton files, plus all the individual audio files, so you can really work with them on your own. This is a great way to support me and get some really good sounds. Like I said, I mean, these are, you know, honestly, all taken from my tracks that I've released that are like already work well in the club and stuff. These are high quality. It's not just like sample pack music. Like, these really sound like techno tracks. You know, that's what I was going for, like the pros. And yes, link to that is in the description. Thank you very much, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow with another video.